You'll need three things in order to make my nymphing leaders. First, Scientific Anglers number 40 Micro Swivels. I use Scientific Anglers Absolute Tricolor Cider material in 2X. You can also buy it in other sizes as well. And then lastly, the Maxima Chameleon line. I like to use 20 or 25 pound test. And this will serve as the butt of the leader. Cut off about a 2 or 3 foot piece of the chameleon line. What we're going to do is make a perfection loop. So start making a loop and have the line underneath itself. And then you have to turn it over once and then twice. Now that second piece, make sure it's underneath, and then you're going to pull over the top to create that loop. Like that. What you'll have left looks something like this. You can get in there with your scissors and snip that off close. So there's your loop. Next is to put on the cider material. This tricolor cider material gets its name because it's 3 different colors. So you see it's white, and then green, and then orange. Now when the orange meets the white again is when I'll get in there with my scissors and snip it off close. The next step is to attach the chameleon line or the butt end to the cider material, and I like to connect the orange color to the butt end by doing a double surgeon's knot. Make sure you give yourself enough room. You're going to have extra chameleon and extra cider, but you can just cut that off with scissors. So turn it over and then bring that both pieces behind, pull them through like so. I like to do that one more time. I'll tighten it a little bit and do the same thing. See, I've got the butt end and the cider. Go around behind, pull it through again, and then you want to tighten it as best you can. You can really pull because you do not want this part to break. I'll even use my teeth sometimes to go in and pull that cider material, and I'll pull that butt end as tight as I can. You see it's a little bit better, but I had to use my teeth, and I'm all right doing that because I do not want this to break. And you can go in, cut off that cider, or cut off that butt end, excuse me. Then you can go in, cut off that butt end, cut off that cider, and step 2 is complete. The third step is to attach the micro swivel to the cider. Now again, these are the number 40 size. They also come in number 25 if you want a little bit bigger swivel. And take it out of the pack. Be careful when you open it up that you don't open it upside down and they all fall out. Open it up, take out one of those bad boys. Maybe. Now, if you don't want to see any of this white cider and you're just interested in using the orange and the green, you can cut it off right at the meeting point. But for this tutorial, I'll show you how to attach the swivel to the cider, and we'll use the white. So I got that through the swivel. Take 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 turns should do it. Remember, this is 2x, so it's strong. And then I want to just slot it back through the hole, like so. And then back through here. Again, I'll use my teeth. Pull that tight. Should look something like that. And you can get in there with your scissors and snip it off close. So micro swivel to cider to the butt end. If you're worried about that, I've never had this break, but you could even put a little drop of super glue on there just to make sure. I'm pulling as hard as I can, and that is not going to break. Then it goes to the perfection loop. Now, a lot of fly lines today have a loop on them, so I'll put that through the perfection loop rather than the other way around, and that will preserve the loop of your fly line. I picked that up from a guide in Wyoming a few years back, and I've never had that loop in my fly line break. Now back to the swivel. From this, you can attach anything you want. If you're nymphing really clear water, maybe you want to put a foot or two of 5X and then attach a fly, a foot or two of 5.5X. I use Trout Hunter fluorocarbon tippet. The half sizes are really fun to fish. 5.5 I use a lot. Wintertime, maybe you're going 5.5 to 6 or even 6.5. You can attach as much or little as you want depending on how deep the water is. And that's the beauty of having a swivel. I know that some people use tippet rings, but they don't spin. They'll rotate, but using a swivel is so much better because this is spinning around. So you picture this upright and then bouncing along the bottom. It's not going to have an unnatural movement side to side. It's literally going to turn if it needs to, and that's the logic of using a swivel. It works efficiently and effectively. Say I'm in the middle of a day and a rainstorm comes and I want to fish streamers. Well, I can just cut off all the tippet and all the line I have, and I can put on 1X and attach it to the end of the swivel and put on a big streamer. I just like having that cider because I know where my line is when I'm nymphing. I know that if my line is upright and vertical that I'm getting my flies down, and that's why I started using these leaders. And when I nymph, I don't use anything else. So take care. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay safe out there, everybody, and tight lines.